people, these are going to be overlooked penny stocks that I think are going to be due for growth. We'll start with the health. Well, we have health and tech people. This one kind of reminds me of Oscar-esh, except they do have a third-party AI. But if I look at their earnings, for a tiny little guy, they reported 90% year-over-year revenue increase, $8.5 million in quarter 3. I think they could do something, people. And when I look at one like Oscar, people, I think that these little health insurance companies, Oscar's not doing that good today. I'm not in Oscar anymore. But Oscar is a founder's fund play, people. This one might not be a penny stock, but I definitely think Oscar is going to be a growth stock. And there's a rumor that Peter Thiel owns like 30% of Oscar, or holds 30% of Oscar through an offshore Cayman Islands account. I don't know if that's true or not, but it definitely is a founder's fund invested stock. So that tells me he might have some faith in it. But my little play, penny stock play, health and tech. And then what else do we have? Semiconductor play, people. This or data center play. This Poet being down like this. Man, oh man. Poet makes, they say, the guts for the data center. So they're making the materials, the technology that's used to build the data centers, which is going to be incredibly important, people. And they got the 550. These ratings are old. Never mind. I don't really care about those ones. But Poet Technology poised for robust financial future supported by strategic transition to manufacturing optical engines. That's what that goes into these data centers. Optical engines. I don't really know. Expected to generate an annual revenue capacity of 50 to 100 million from 1,800,000. The company is also benefiting from favorable trends in artificial intelligence. People, data centers are huge. Huge. So Poet is another little play. Another data center one, but this guy not gonna make any revenue until like 2026, 2027, 2028. A little far away for the revenue, but they're building their data center infrastructure. And I definitely think that NUAI is going to be a big player, people. But this one, is very high risk, but extremely high reward. And personally, me, I got to hit the 47 cents, so it feels pretty good. But I do feel like they can go down lower. In fact, they were in this $3 range. I would say, I don't know. I would buy this one in the $3 range or even lower, because this might be what we call those head and shoulder charts. I was looking yesterday, like we saw with ONS. But NUAI, definitely still a penny stock, definitely time to build. And I think they're going to do a lot of great things. And if you look up New Era Energy and Digital on YouTube, you can see interviews on StockTwits and other places with the CEO. Very knowledgeable. So NUAI is another one that I like. Let's see, what else can I say? Speaking of high risk, high reward, we have Northern Dynasty Minerals. That's my copper mine, people. And here we have their thing. Okay, this just came out. Timeline for the summary judgment case reflected 43-day federal shutdown. So the government being shut down. This is Knox EPA veto. It's 100% owned U.S.-based subsidiary, Pebble Mine Partnership. U.S.-based subsidiary. Announced, it's Canadian company. Announced that as a federal government has now reopened after a 43 closure lawsuit in the Alaska Federal Court will resume. The plaintiffs, State of Alaska, Pebble Mine Partnership, the Amana Natives Limited, and Alaska Peninsula Corps have already filed their opening briefs. The new date by which the Justice Department must file their response is February 16th. Previously, they were to file their responses by January 2nd. The revised date for the plaintiffs to then file their response to the DOJ response brief is April 15th. We appreciate the challenge faced by the DOJ lawyers during the shutdown. However, we believe this to be an excessive extension of time for a case attempting to support an illegal Obama-Biden era veto. Dude, the likelihood that this veto is lifted, I don't know. I think it's high. Obviously, these are all very risky speculative stocks here I'm presenting. But, well, NOC might be the riskiest because really, Poet has revenue. Poet makes money. HIT makes money. I forgot what the other one I gave you was. I think that one made money, though. But this one, speculative. NOC has no chance to make money until this veto is lifted. So our veto here is big, very important. So that one's going to be NAK. I'm very confident in it. I'm so confident. I hope this veto. And they also passed something with this water stuff that, whatever, it was a Sacquicci. I forget what the thing was called. But wait, let me look here. I'll show you. It is. Okay, that's why the EPA, together with the Army Corps, that's another other organization that gave NOC some snickle fritz. just proposed a common sense new definition of the waters of the United States, WOTUS, that would end federal overreach against the Clean Water Act. Under the Clean Water Act, if finalized, a new definition would implement the Supreme Court's second decision, protect our nation's navigable waters and adjacent wetlands, and reduce the regulatory burden on hardworking farmers, ranchers, small business owners, and developers. So this is a really big development, people, very big. And this proposal, they just presented it yesterday. So now if this proposal goes through, people, that's pretty much everything for NOC, I want to say. And if you go to this, if you wanted to know more about NOC, everything I need to know about NOC, I get from this group, the NOC Pebble Mine group. And they post all sorts of stuff. Huge for NOC, this. So you can find all these information on the NOC Pebble page. But NOC is definitely a risky one. But I do feel, people, that the rewards could be so epic. I'll be so happy. And going off that, if you look at one like TMQ, God damn it, TMQ, you little motherfucker. Coming up after, see, that's it. This is another copper mine in Alaska. And they ended up having their big shoot. People, look at what they were at. Dude, and then this was when Trump approved the road, because the Ambler Project named this road, okay? So when Trump approved the road, and then it went up, and then you know what else Trump did? Government invested in TMQ. So the United States government is invested into TMQ. And this is a Canadian company as well. I think both those things can happen with NOC. I think they're going to get the veto lifted, they're going to shoot, and then I also think that it's very likely that the United States government invests into no other dynasty. But like I said, all of this is speculative. All of it is speculative. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then I might just say, I'll give you guys my biotech picks, because I saw MBOT under 2. Fucking makes me so angry. I hate it. I hate MBOT under 2, people. But people, MBOT is a approved biotech here. They have their Liberty Systems. They're going to be, this is when the Liberty Systems was officially approved there. They got the patents in Japan, got patent in China, patent in Europe. They're trying to trying to go commercial in Europe. I believe they will. And it's just a matter of time until they start getting the sales, but they're going to definitely be down. There's definitely time to load up on MBOT, people. I certainly still am building my stake in MBOT. I buy it under $2. $1.98, I'd buy MBOT. I would. I have a lot of MBOT. But another one I like, Humusite, everybody knows that. You guys know that. This fucking bullshit, such bullshit, such bullshit with my baby Humusite. It's so unfair. This is a approved FDA biotech. And there's these new biologics rules that I saw that I think will benefit Humusite, because it makes it so you hand in more information up front when you're getting your applications approved, and then that makes, I don't know why they weren't always doing this. Is it poised to be a bull market for Humusite? Shut up, you idiots. Of course it is. And I just think Humusite gets their Department of Defense money. And here they were at a symposium. This company, they are constantly at symposiums and expos. And there we have, the company will offer 6 presentations focusing on its acellular tissue engineered vessels. Those are their bioengineered human veins and tissues, people. I just think it is, people, Humusite, I think this is a company that can do a lot. So those would be some possible growth stocks that I like. Oh wait, also another penny stock I like. You could say Aurora is still a penny stock under $5. This corny ass shit, my poor baby Aurora. They need a turnaround badly. Actually, Aurora is partnered with FedEx, and they were in the FedEx Aurora partnership since 2021. And they got name dropped in FedEx. Oh wait, this is saying Aurora Trucking. My bad. They think I mean Aurora, stupid fucking Buffalo. But Aurora Trucking, collaborating. They began it in 2021. People, I think that's going to be big. It is. So Aurora, this autonomous truck, and they have the 20% investment from Uber. Not quite profitable just yet, people. That could be one of the issues, definitely. But KDK is. And, well, KDK makes revenue. And they're also down bad. But these autonomous trucks, I feel like they're the future. I might even say HOVR. HOVR's down real bad. And I really like HOVR. Speaking of things that I think are the future, eVTOLs. HOVR had a nasty little short report on them. So HOVR at $1.40 looks time to buy. Man, I was saying HOVR under $2.50. People, I'm horrible at entries. Horrible. Don't ever listen to me about anything about an entry or an exit, okay? Because I just don't know. I'm a long-term investor. I don't really concern myself with entries and exits and all these things. I just look for companies that I think are going to be millionaire makers in the future. I'm looking for companies 2, 3, with HUMA or MBOT 5 years down the line, even HOVR. But HOVR had a short report. I really like the Robinson brothers. You can look stuff out. They have lots of interviews on the New Horizon aircraft. They're super behind Archer and Joby, obviously. But they have several partners. And my thing, I think HOVR, Canadian Air Force, they're a Canadian company. That's what sets them apart from Joby and Archer. And I think they're indicating the Canadian Air Force visiting HOVR, their factory, I think is a very promising. And HOVR has already gotten investment from the Canadian government. HOVR, Canadian government investment in the millions of dollars. So therefore, HOVR aircraft, let me see, 3.4 million from the National Sciences Engineering. So it is not far-fetched to think that Sweet Baby HOVR and the Robinson brothers, or the Robinson father and son duo, are going to be receiving something further from the Canadian government. So HOVR, I don't think that short report. One of the things the short report said was that they weren't spending enough on R&D, which I think that's kind of stupid. But anyways, I think HOVR's promising, people. Those would be my risky, but I think high reward growth stocks.